coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Welcome back, everybody. And in the spirit of competition, we need to eliminate another team here at the GG.bet Invitational for Cologne. My name is Trace. This is Halvor. We're coming at you live from Kiev, Ukraine. In which now we're going to get our taste on a little bit of Hellraisers versus G2 action. This is a decider matchup, and this will actually send one team on into the playoffs, whereas one team will be out of the running for
GG.bet.
All right, we promised you we'd come back, and we did. It was a little shy of 10 minutes, I think, but we're here nonetheless. And G2 seemingly are prepared for the first map of the series. It's going to be Inferno first. And, well, for all things considered, we might as well reintroduce ourselves now. My name is Trace. This is Halvor, and now we're ready to get into it. Really ready to get it dirty.
Down and dirty.
But, like, in the server. Nothing weird, none of that stuff.
Not yet.
Not yet. We haven't reached the witching hour. It's only 10 p.m., 10:04 here in Kiev.
Yeah, we were working on up until, what, 2 o'clock yesterday?
Yeah, we were really getting it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So nonetheless, we do have a little bit of G2 and Hellraisers ready to go on here in a best-of-3 fashion. Again, a decider for the GG.bet Cologne Invitational. One of these teams will have a much better path, or I guess better chance of making it into Cologne.
They're going to have a chance at all.
Yeah, there is that, unless, maybe some team drops out in, like, in a weird sort of way. No, I'm kidding.
Somebody actually declines the qualified spot.
Yeah. Like, you get all the way through this, and you say, well, you know what? Actually,
we had a good run.
Don't want to do it at all. So, no, it's going to be a berth at Cologne at the end of the day, and as well as second place in this tournament out of the 8. The second-place team will be grabbing $5K. So, a lot to play for here, especially if you are a team such as G2 or Hellraisers. A big statement tournament at that. This is a way for them to come out here and just say, hey, you know what? We're the real deal, and we did it the hard way. Perhaps if they can continue on, they can go in through the tournament and make a statement for themselves there, because that's where the real money's going to be made.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had G2 at Dallas showing some old glimpses in that sense, so they might be on the right path. And Hellraisers themselves, they're a team that still retains a major spot. So it's not like they're slouches in that sense. They're still having to go through this invitational in order to get a spot. The problem for them, though, is that somewhere in that bracket is Liquid lurking.
Lurking, they are. That's what Liquid's doing. They had quite the performance earlier, and that was our first matchup of the day. Now ready to get into G2 and Hellraisers. Also should note perhaps the maps. I mean, we do have Overpass, Dust 2, and Train on the cards as it stands. So a little bit to look at here. Will we go to all 3? That will be the question. Perhaps you tell us your answer in Twitch chat, but I'd rather you do it on Twitter using hashtag Maincast. Let us know what you think. Is this going to be a barn burner, or is it going to be a one-sided affair? I feel like Hellraisers were a little bit deflated when we saw them kicking it off yesterday. If they get a slow start against G2, what could happen?
A lot of bad stuff can happen. I think the one saving grace that they might have going for them is the fact that G2 haven't necessarily been able to close out games in a solid fashion. We've seen 2 good T sides out of them up to this point in the tournament, but rather weak CT sides compared to what we expected, whether it is their own map pick or if it's just an even ground like we saw on Train, right? They had 9 rounds on Train. That should be more than enough for you to get a comfortable victory. Instead, it gets pretty dicey, and they end up having to really fight tooth and nail to beat Mobistar.
Let's do it. That was the thumbs up. I don't know if you saw it, but we're going to Inferno. Time to get it going.
Here we are.
Movistar Riders out of the equation. They are done here in the GG.bet Cologne Invitational. So, standing in their way was the Hellraisers, and they couldn't topple them. And that was last night. Very end of the night. Couple overtimes there involved. Completely fine as we do look at Inferno, G2 Esports, and Hellraisers. Powell, Nuki, Angel, Oscar, Issa, Jack Shocks, Amanek, Lucky, and Kenny S. But it's Oscar that we should be talking about, having rang in the first headshot of the pistol round there on to that of Shoxy Jesus.
Yeah, that was a bomb as well, so he would have had his confirmation on, well, probably Shox not being alone. Ooh, Jesus, Oscar, okay.
Keeps it going. A little bit of redemption here. Can he get it done? Oh. No, he was so close to the ace. It was right there. He could taste it. Now it'll just be up to Jax. 1v4, 30 HP.
Yeah.
Seen weirder things happen, but looking highly unlikely for the young man himself. The rising star through the G2 sports system.
He's got a bomb at least on his back, but I love a lot of Hellraisers players that are going to be swarming around him. And as soon as he dives into mid, Nicky's going to be there to finish off what he started earlier. And yeah, Oscar, no doubt he was the MVP of that pistol round.
So what can we really talk about in terms of G2 yesterday on Inferno? What was really their bane of existence that kept them just in such a ridiculous a group stage matchup there in like 28-24, I think was the final?
Yeah, I mean, the one big thing really, because again, we talked about how they had pretty decent T side, it was their retakes. Retakes on CT side did not look very sharp as we see the GG.bet match winner odds. 2.66 for Hellraisers and G2 with 1.43 being lauded as the favorite going into this, even if it is Hellraisers' map pick.
Well, here we are. Still the Hellraisers that are able to pick up that first round, which means they're going to be able to pick up some sweet loot and spawn with all the money that they have acquired through the round victory. Meanwhile, looking at 1 MAC-10 and some CZs, actually 2 MAC-10s and some CZs there to the side of G2. No one's really pressing the issue other than on Banana. That's going to be Angel. Pushed all the way down. 2 flashes and MP9 in his name, so they've got tree control. Nookie's there to support him. G2 not really walking into any of this just yet.
Might be, though. A lot of needs going over towards that A-bomb site. A couple of flashes as well. Trying to sell something towards that A-bomb site. It's actually going to pull Nicky off, but...
Oh, boy. That's it?
Yeah, that's it, but Nicky hasn't had the time to rotate off yet. That's really what's going to save the bacon for Hellraisers just about now. Oscar with the rotation in as well. Oh, he's able to find a second one as well. Really important.
Back and forth we go. It's going to be at least Omnic to get the bomb down and then fall, but a good plant nonetheless for G2. Some money for them to kind of put into their pocket going into this next round, so that should help just a little bit. Will it be enough? That'll be the real question. Doesn't look like they're going to have real strong buy there, so I don't see a world where they go too crazy with the B button.
Yeah, no, they did miss a fair bit in that second round. Did a lot of this, get a bomb plant, did grab a couple of kills as well, but unfortunately for them, just really people with SMGs. Still, though, early days, and Shox has decided to, well, he didn't buy one. I think that's Omnic who dropped an AK for him.
Well, sometimes you got to believe in the Jesus that is Shoxy.
Yeah, I mean, he's the in-game leader as well, right? So he can call these shots.
Hey, man, you're going to drop me an AK this round.
He's like, wait, what?
Right. Like, yeah, I guess.
I guess.
So, like,
kind of want to, you know, stay on the team.
You're an IGL. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hazing in a way.
Just having his way. But Shoxy's done some pretty crazy stuff. Actually, Inferno yesterday as well nearly had a, what was it, 1v4 clutch on the B-bomb site.
Some real flashy stuff there. I mean, regardless of them taking what would have been the L, but
they got there in the end. It's really what matters.
They got there in that L from 4s, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I say they got there in the end. That's probably not the right. I mean, they made it, I guess, to overtime.
Yeah, I mean,
to be fair, they did have map point as well. Honestly, no, I take that back entirely. G2 should have won Inferno on multiple occasions.
28-24.
Yeah, I tried to repress that game pretty quickly.
Yeah, it really does linger, doesn't it? Still kind of feel it lingering amongst us right now.
Ooh, nice.
Speaking of lingering, it's going to be the B bomb site that's shut down currently. Nicky there to close the door on G2, and Jox is going to beat it down with a battering ram with that AK that was purchased for him. He's going to need to do a little bit more with it if they want to secure this this actual bomb site. Secure the website too, I guess.
I'm pretty sure G2 has a domain already.
Probably.
We'll see though. Jox is not going to tempt fate. Just going to move back with his teammates over towards A, and that might be the right call here. Only 2 players left on that A side. If they can get a good trade on Oscar here, might be what they need. Not even a trade needed.
Oscar not landing a singular bullet there, I feel.
Luckily, though, Issa is there to rectify his wrongs, at least temporarily. That's bombed down, and time's running low. 4 seconds. He's just going to have enough time on the side of Omnic to get the bomb plant down, and that's 2 weapons in their hands as well.
So close, but oh my god. That's unfortunate for Omnic.
Yeah, it really is. No head armor.
NES 1v3, able to take down Lowell. When I say 1v3, I meant 1v2. Takes down Angel as well. So a little bit of redemption there. G2 net their first round on the board. 2-1.
Very unlikely one, to say the least. And they did obviously purchase up an AK for Shoxy that round, and he got 1 kill. But that really wasn't the I guess the big story of that game. Oscar, or that round, Oscar not being able to, well, as you said, had a single bullet on the 2 players you saw in top mid. Sent everything out of control for Hellraisers. We'll see, though, if G2 are going to be able to withstand the force by coming in from the CT side. Issa down in mid.
Yeah, and they have a hunch of this. Omnic seemingly aware that Issa has pushed all the way down, so perhaps it's going to be a bad news bears upon Issa.
Yeah.
It's going to keep him honest, though. 4 versus 4.
Oscar with that off. And he still has 4K on his side, so that op was dropped for him.
Big money.
Big doints. And Amish.
What?
Have you not seen that?
Nah, man. Sorry. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Not real trendy on the memes.
You're one with Twitch chat, though.
I am. I am one with them.
Should be up to par on memes.
Yeah, you would think so, but is Twitch chat really up to par on memes would be the biggest question, because I've seen some real questionable stuff about Twitch chat.
Yeah, sometimes you got to swing for the fences. We'll see, though, if this stack on the side of Hellraisers is going to do anything.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oscar getting destroyed by Kenny S, and so will Nookie.
Make that Angel as well as he tries to pick up that AWP. Lau left to his lonesome. Omnic, we saw him pretty much hang around this area regardless of what the rest of the team was doing throughout the entirety of the Force matchup. He's going to seemingly do the same once more. So I guess we're not going to see something radically changed on the side of G2.
Nah, not a whole lot of time to do it in either. I don't know if they had other matches today, but...
In any case, yeah, it's about 24 hours to turn things around. And I guess for a lot of the mistakes that they did make versus Force, as you mentioned, retakes and whatnot, seem to be off the back of communication mistakes, right? Just not having your head with you as you ran into a bomb site. That doesn't really need to be practiced to get sorted out. So you need to have a stern voice. Oscar.
That you do. Oscar with the AWP, and he's going to be the only one with some sort of
These kind of buys. Hellraisers have done this all tournament, and it feels so weird. I get that, obviously, Oscar is a remarkable off player, but how much can he actually do consistently with these kind of buys?
Well, Angel can do something there with the Deagle. We saw some of it there on Dust 2. I think it was G2 that would put the scout into either Shocks or into Kenny's hands, and the rest of them would kind of just hope and pray with a pistol that they're able to finish off whoever they wound.
Well, like he's going to be able to finally find Angel, so no more shenanigans from him. Omnic again hanging out on the opposite side of the map, making sure there's no quick rotations. He's going to duck out the second he gets contact as well. Doesn't want to give up an easy kill at an AK. Nicky down. Oscar, you might need to get out of dodge here.
Somehow, some way, I have a feeling he's going to get two-bulleted. But
let's see if he has to walk past the angle for Kenny. Or actually, it's going to be Kenny that walks into the line of Oscar.
Other way around, but now they know this AWP is over here.
Yeah.
Looks like they kind of want to press it, even though the time is...
Are they going to try to send one of the pistol players in to get the op on Kenny? Or op from Kenny? Okay, that's random target popping by. I guess he might try to get a weapon here and survive. Here we go, Shoxy being the ultimate teammate, if he can stay alive. Again, Hellraisers have players they could send in towards the bomb site.
Could.
They're not gonna.
Don't do it, Shox. It's not worth it, man.
You have too much to live for.
You do. And that living being with the AWP, he's able to hold on to and get back to Kenny. Shox and Kenny being a focal point of this G2 lineup lately.
Well, very much so. Dallas saw a bit of a resurgence from both, to say the least. And I mean, G2 is obviously a better team if Shoxy and Kenny are able to play up to their potential. That's a given.
Well, here you have the GG.bet odds. You can head over there and perhaps cash in if you're into the whole betting thing. I'm personally not, but as an official partner of the GG.bet, actually, the Cologne Invitational brought to you by GG.bet.
Ooh, Jax.
Would entice you to do that, or head over to csgo.net, or both. csgo.net, you can use code word Cologne. Cologne, yay.
Yay. That's going to give you 30% more to your balance. You also get the chance to win some skins.
Very true. Can you ask with AWP and Boiler? It appears, though, G2 want to take full control of middle. No one's going to be there to really stop them. The only opposition, the only defense of Hellraisers is going to be entrenched in the site. In fact, they could even really skate off into Archway if they wanted to right now, over on the B side of things. It's going to be that of Lucky dropping some nades over into the B site just to kind of cause a ruckus. Meanwhile, all other four members of G2 are working their way into A. They're going to get a good rap going on. I'm not talking about a mixtape. I'm talking about swinging and perhaps fighting the player in the pit. That's going to be Issa. There's the confrontation, but there's the shot by Issa. Taking down Jax. Now this little bit of a pinch that they have or can do here in the A site is on. Nades outlaw very low inside of the pit. He's not going to last very long. This is still there. He's not going to be able to do anything either. So the A site has fallen, and so has Olympus. And here we are with the bomb plant from G2 Esports.
And they're going to be able to control this into a 4th round. The Hellraisers are backing out. Nikki and Angel just want to hold on to what they have right now, which is an M4 and an AUG, in addition to the Kevlar and a Molotov. So far, so good, though, if you're a G2 fan.
Yeah, 4th one on the board, undoubtedly.
Still, though, I have my worries about G2 when we swap over to the CT side. That's really where we're going to see if they change things up a little bit from yesterday.
It wasn't even just the retakes. It just seemed like every post plant all the time, no matter what side.
Chaotic as all hell.
Was just outrageous. It was all over the place.
It really was. I mean, I think one stat that kind of just paints that picture perfectly for you is the fact that G2 had 31 first kills versus Force, compared to Force's 21. So pretty significant advantages there, right?
All them stats.
And then you have the clutches one, which is 7-2 in favor of Force. And that's off of the, as you said, the retakes, the afterplants.
Wild time to be alive.
Definitely was.
Alive we will. 10 members in the server. Doing what they can. We're going to see a volley of grenades get thrown down Banana. It's going to be Angel with the aggression who's able to stop the control attempt there by G2. He's able to take down Lucky. In the meantime, a little bit of a holding game. See who slips up first and gives up a pick here. That's what G2's waiting on, at least. Kenny S with the AWP. Position up, trying to get something going, maybe in the Banana direction.
Well, between the goalposts there on the 2 players and Banana from Kenny.
And those 2 players being Nookie and Angel, they're going to fall back just a little bit. I think that op probably scared him a little bit.
Yeah, not often you see when this kind of a, I guess, save comes in that you stack up both players with weaponry on the same site. Strength in numbers, I suppose, if they want to try to hold on to it into another round, depending on how this plays out. G2 starting to gain some map control over towards top mid. Well, that's going to be a rough molly to deal with.
Or will it?
It was.
No deal to be made. Lowell immediately falling down. He was either getting Molotov'd off or getting sprayed by the AK.
Now, though, they're actually going to go into, well, not necessarily trap. It's just Hellraisers playing default. That's where both the weapons are. Oh, that's quick.
Real good shot there from Kenny on the Angel, but the mow down is complete. Nookie finds 2, and the time has seemingly dwindled all the way to an irreparable point, and as well as the flank. Not Frank. Don't know who that is, but the flank itself. It's going to be Issa.
Frank the flank.
Frank with the flank. We don't have any players named Frank, do we?
Yeah, we don't.
Not in this server. I don't even think in the pro circuit.
Yeah, I don't think we have. So, any budding Franks out there trying to become pro?
We have a Frank E.
Yeah, it's true. She's not on the server, though.
No. No, she is not. 5v5. And this time, everyone's got weapons and utility. This should be a pretty even bout here across the board. Shock's taking so much damage early on this round. It's going to be the battle for Banana yet again. Lucky and Shock's in the teens. Battle for Banana has come to a lull. It's going to be G2 that's still standing there at the end of the day, so they're going to be able to push up just a little bit more. Lucky and Angel falling back, having done a pretty good job at putting damage down range, so they've done enough. They don't need to really press the envelope too much and fall early. Open up the door for G2. They can just hold off. Meanwhile, the bomb is going to detour its way back into middle. Seems as though G2 is still trying to figure out where they want to take this hit. Some smokes over A, and a shot from Oscar at Arch lets them know that that AWP is, in fact, in the game. That's going to be enough to send the bomb back down Banana. Perhaps they're going to try their luck one more time on B. A little bit of rotation they did pull off of Nookie. He has elected to go back into the site. He will not be alone. Angel is there, but that smoke will be fading soon. He will need some help. Time, again, dwindled down. 24 seconds. Not a whole lot of room for error here for the side of G2. Angel finding a spam kill on the Lucky. And they're just going to have to sack up and run through this one right here. Molotovs on the ground. That cannot be the deterrent. Eventually the bomb being planted. There you have it.
Doing so in a safe spot as well, which baits out the spray from Nikki. Kenny's going to punish him for that. So within a chance here, even though there's pretty low HP on two of the G2 players. Now we're going to see if their actual post plant is improved from yesterday.
Well, this has not gone well for the side of G2. They're getting mopped up one by one by one. Shocks here to try and save the day on 13 HP. Will get flashed. Has the op even trained on the defuser? Well, wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, they do have the sign to defuse. So all is good in the hood for Hellraisers. And G2 obviously in a rough spot. I don't think we can necessarily call them a mess of a team in terms of post plans already.
No way, right?
Yeah, no, it's rough. Got Shoxy on 13 HP. I'm going to get down to 7, I think. So Hellraisers were always going to be favored going into that. We'll see, though. Another buy coming in from the French. No op, though. Well, they got utility, at least some of it. A little bit lacking on flashes. Molotovs. Oh, Angel's going to find a connection onto Jax early on. It's a nade pressure in Banana that gets the better of him.
That it does. 5v4. Jax out of the equation. The picture is completely different without him in it.
There's also a lot of utility that's gone away with him down. Now left with 2 smokes, Molotov and an HE. No flashes. How do you deal with an Oscar with an AWP at that point?
Uh-oh. Well, he's got the Molotov ready to go. He's ready to drop it here. As soon as that grenade ringed out, he was ready to throw it down. He did just that. That pincer on middle. They are running top middle all day. Hellraisers. Sitting G2 back to the B bomb site.
Yeah, and there's still a Molotov in the hands of Angel as well. So if he gets that down, we're talking about a very small window of opportunity for G2. There we go. There's the Molotov, and there's the flash from Nikki. Shock's just going to, well, walk his way through.
But not for long. In fact, again, we see the timer dwindle down to the point that they don't really leave themselves any room for error, but they're going to get the bomb down here. 2v4. Just going to have to hold on for good luck. And by luck, I mean lucky. Most HP because Kenny's out, and now Lucky finds himself a dark spot. 1v4. AK in hand, 1v4. If Issa can find a kill, that'd be a team ace. We shall see. Now they have an eye on him. Now they know where he is, and Issa does find the kill. There's your team ace. There's your defuse. And there's a 5th one for the Hellraisers.
Not bad at all. So getting into the swing of things, not letting G2 have too strong of a T side to start things off. So you'd be feeling pretty good about that. They were notorious for having poor starts yesterday. As you see the updated odds from GGbet, 1.71 favoring Hellraisers this time around. 2.05 for a G2 win.
Yes, that's GG.bet, in case you were unaware as to where you are right now. The Cologne Invitational, GG.bet, and there's your odds.
Oh,
they are changing
continuously,
in real time.
yeah, continuously updating here.
Surprise, surprise.
People gradually losing faith in G2 over there. See if that actually ends up being the right choice or not. Now, though, with the pause over, team's ready to get back into action. Full buy, more or less, on the side of G2. Hellraisers obviously sitting pretty with the 3 rounds in a row.
That they are. Sitting real good. At this point in time, that little bit of a Molotov right there is going to stop potentially the fast aggression G2 wanted to take a mid, but the flash comes through the smoke. So is Jax. He's going to find Issa. That helps the odds to favor out in their favor. NES dropping a smoke there on the side of porch will ultimately signal that, hey, they're here to stay. Somehow the bomb's just now leaving spawn. And until then, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. So everyone that was left standing for G2
is now gone. But look at
that.
Look at what Lucky's done.
Some way, the bomb has found its way up to Banana.
4v1.
Lucky here with the bomb plant.
It's been here before.
Probably a very confusing time for the side of Hellraisers.
Bit of an over-rotation on their end, but...
What kind of strat was that?
Forget the bomb and spawn strat. Don't worry about it.
Works sometimes, I suppose, but perhaps not here. Let's find out. Lucky posted up at the car. Hedged his bets right, but now he's been spotted. Knighter found out. 1 kill. Can he turn and fight the guy on Banana? That'll be the question. He's bought himself a little bit more time. And another headshot. Really well done. They're on the bomb, and, well, he's nowhere to stop it.
Yeah.
That's it. Lowell with the defuse. We see a 6-4 Hellraiser scoreline.
Angel will actually play that really well. Even though he doesn't end up getting a kill, he sat back in Banana for long enough time after making sure that Lucky knew he was there. See a lot of players just run straight at him, knowing that they're up 1-4. Hellraisers play it out as they should, and that nets them 4 in a row. Money looking pretty as always for him.
All right.
All right, then. Feathers and bones. G2.
Feathers and bones.
Is Batman coming out again?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm saving that for when we need to.
One time. Yeah, basically you got to wait for the... what is it called? What shoots the bat signal into the sky?
Oh, the bat. Yeah, the bat signal.
Yeah. What is that kind of thing called, though? The
bat call, I guess?
The light thingy.
Oh, like a spotlight.
It is a spotlight,
light.
right? Just like a sickest spotlight on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a bat symbol and it's kind of cool. I'm not really big on Batman. Don't really know anything about Batman. But I did watch it as a kid, so I know what you're talking about.
You know who he is.
Yeah, I've seen, he's the guy that wears the blue cape, right? And he's got the blue suit with the S on it.
Yeah, he also got bit by a spider.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So, not a whole lot to take from this round. G2 didn't have a whole lot of invested in it either. Now they're just going to maybe get some kills. Bomb plant would be ambitious, to say the least, at this point. Smoke off in halls. Lucky finds himself top middle. And his teammate there in chat. Wow, all right, well.
I was just about to say that's duel you don't want to go into if you're lucky, but apparently you do. Might be able to swing him back here.
Okay.
Nice. Issa swings wide. It's a bit of a mistake. Gives him an opening. Okay,
wow,
Lucky.
Lucky. What in the fork was that? Grabs the op kill. Now you've got everyone's attention. Now we're starting to turn our heads. 15 seconds, though. That bomb's going to get planted. This has been a good round from Lucky, and he's going to need to grab at least one more to keep him into it. This has gotten really close to the side of Hellraisers. You can tell they're a little paranoid now about this AWP.
I think he's going to come through apps here. Might not be expected.
Lucky from the hall. Angel coming from the side of Library. Here's Lucky's peek. He might get the drop here on Angel. He does. Lucky saving the day. One more kill for him would be an ace. But now that the information is there, he's going to drop into the pit. It's Jax, and somehow G2 have managed to lasso it in. Ladies and gentlemen, you wouldn't believe it if you just watched the demo for the first time. If you didn't, know that this was a rerun already.
Jesus. Well then. I mean.
Sorry, spoilers in the rerun.
Yeah, I know. 2v4 with basically nothing, and it all starts off with Lucky winning that duel with Oscar. Just some great op shots.
That deagle was what opened the door for them. Very well done.
Really
from him.
was.
Very well done. And that's going to maybe give us a little bit of a resurgence here from the side of G2. Contest for Banana continues. No one winning it as of right now. Everyone equal numbers here, 2 and 2. Molotov's going to go down to the tree. Just on the other side of this smoke would be that of G2. That Molotov's not good. In fact, now they've been alerted. They're somewhat close. Angel knows this. Shocks needing to not peek until now, and when he does, it's still going to prove to be fatal. Boom. Oscar, AWP, greater than
AWP.
NES and Lucky.
This sound like it doesn't have a deal. So everything's fine.
Oh. Just keep feeding the man. It's Oscar there. And ultimately, Omnic that will fall last, which does put us 7th on the board for the Hellraisers. A little bit of a redemption for what just happened in the round prior, where they were eaten alive by a Deagle and an Op.
Yeah, they swing it back in a good manner. And also just wrecks G2 entirely. You see a lot of money on the side of Jax, but outside of that, not really too much to write home about. He's going to drop a couple of pistols, buy himself a MAC-10, some light Kevlar. Kenny is all the way down to 1.3. I'm assuming that's going to be Jax just dropping on the sword and dropping an off for him next round, potentially. We'll see, though.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eyes peeled. G2 found themselves in a rough spot. Can't discount it. This Deagle has proved to be just enough in the past rounds. So perhaps they can bring it back to life here in this round. Oscar gives him the look like, dude, what you doing?
Really going to do that?
You really going to play there, guy?
Grenades flying in towards Izza. Still should be fairly fine. Got the smoke down as well. It's going to work brilliantly for Hellraisers. They're mopping them up. Not a kill to be spotted on the side of G2. Kenny is left alone with his EZ. Not for long, though. Oscar finds him from the noob corner and arch.
There you have it.
Into a pause we go.
Pause, a little bit necessary. We're going to see a buy, undoubtedly, on the side of G2.
You'd imagine so. Question is Jack's going to drop an off for Kenny? Is Kenny just going to get an AK for himself? Some options here for the Frenchies.
Options. AWPTION. Options. Nice one, Halvor.
Thanks. I like my Trace impression. Pretty good, right?
It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not
Pretty
your
on
best.
point. Oh, not my best.
Not your best, but not your worst. So
all right, fair
take
enough.
it as you will.
Need to get home and work on that. All right, pause runs out. So it is freeze time. Kenny does have an op. It's flying down mid. Nobody runs into the crosshair of Kenny, but they do run into the crosshairs of Nukia. Successful trade there for Hellraisers as they stack up a 3 towards B, trying to fight for banana control. This is one of the things that went pretty well, honestly, for G2 and a lot of their attempts versus Force. It's quick banana control. Force not able to deal with the tempo. This time around, though, Hellraisers seem pretty well prepared. Smoke down. It's going to deny Shocks the opportunity to work further up for the time being, unless he wants to be really courageous. Wouldn't really make sense considering the man disadvantage they already have. Lucky now being the one on the opposite side of the map. See if he's going to try to set up some sort of a distraction, maybe force a rotation off the back of his push. Might be the other way around as well. Here we see the 2 smokes, one up for stairs, one for spawn as Kenny misses his shot. And it hasn't really done much on the side of Hellraisers. They hold fast as it takes down Lucky. So back to banana we go. Only avenue available for G2 as of right now, and those smokes are going to fade real soon. Actually, they have already.
Boom.
He had the idea. You could tell Shocks was ready to clear that angle, but was expecting a wider angle. Kenny S running down banana is not going to get anything done. So a 9th round for Hellraisers. They're looking to get to the double digits in first half. This is a lot better from them than what we saw yesterday.
Very much the case. 9-5, and that double digits just on the edge here as we look at the last round of the half. Again, this is a best of 3, a decider match, an elimination one, all the implications you want to talk about therein. Inferno first, which you're watching right now, Dust 2, and then Train is where we'll be heading if we do need the decider for the decider.
Wouldn't that be something?
A decider for a decider. Sprinkle an overtime or 2 in there, and now we're going to see G2 Esports running all the way up middle with a quick pace. We haven't seen this very often, if I think at all, in the first part of this game. And right now, I think it's caught Hellraisers off guard. They're already in the site. They've already got the bomb planted. Issa's going to take down Lucky, trying to fight over control of that boiler. Now everything's turned around. Still 5 alive inside of Hellraisers, and well, to get into this site is going to be a little bit of a feat. Some smokes up there, but those will be fading soon. Nothing else but flashes on the side of G2 to kind of slow that down of Hellraisers and the reapproach, the counterattack. Good crossfire set up here from Pitt. We're also going to have that of Omnic fighting in the library and winning. But he's not going to be alive for long. In fact, the retake is on in full force now. Nookie, Oscar, and Issa make it just Oscar as the shots have come out, and so has Shocks in a big way there. 9-6 at the half, and we're going to switch sides. We're going to see what G2 can do in their CT.
Yeah, they're going to need to do something quick. They do win, I guess, one of the more unlikely rounds they've had all half. And just got to leave them with a good feeling. But pistol round obviously going to be pretty important. They were shaky on CT yesterday versus Force, dropping a lot of opportunities to close the game out. Hellraisers seemingly coming into this feeling pretty good about themselves. Should make for a pretty exciting second half as we see the updated odds. GG.bet. 2.76 in odds for G2 to win the map from this point on, and 1.41 for Hellraisers. Pretty significant.
Jax and Kenny S doing what they need to do here. And somehow Shocks has survived the fight at 14 HP. 9-6. This is still anyone's round here as we look at the second pistol bomb. Going to be scurrying its way up the middle right now. Towards porch side it will go, and sooner rather than later it's going to run into Lucky. And he's got a pretty good off angle here. Should he be able to win against a Glock in close range? Potentially another time. Bomb being planted. That's going to be a Kenny and Shocks. Bringing back the years. Rolling it all the way back to sometime, potentially, maybe to Gfinity or something. Let's see what they can do here.
No diffuse kit, 14 HP on Shocks. And Oscar with a timely presence around Arch. That leaves Kenny alone. He's starting to run out of time. He might be running out of HP as well.
Ooh, the second shot on Lowell gets it in there. But no kit. There's absolutely nothing he can do.
Yeah, that round's over. So nice effort from Kenny. He does get a second frag. He's just sticking around to see if he can get another $300 to his name. He's probably going to die to the bomb here. Yep. Here we go. So Hellraisers get the start that they want for the second half.
That is the case. Picking up the pistols, a step in the right direction for the Hellraisers. 9-6 at the half. We'll put them up to 10. Even more so than that would be the fact that this is their map pick. So this is exactly what they wanted. They want to win this map. We're going to go into G2's pick of Dust 2 next. Speaking of picks, that's what G2's going to look to do with these Deagles. 4 of them. Omnic with the CZ. They do have 5 smokes. Potentially some sort of fast hold here from their side as they are on the CT side.
Now then, G2 with all the smokes in the world. Probably hoping to scare Hellraisers away for a bit. Force them down to low clock and then have them running through a smoke. That might not be the case, though, as we see Hellraisers prepping for a pretty hefty B-take. And Lucky, not really sure where he was headed, but All's going to find him. Shoxy left with a lot of work to be done. Can't find it. I saw already perched up on top of oranges. He's going to find 2, and that is just the end of it all. Omnic left to his own devices. 1v4, and understandably not just going to feed himself into the SMGs. I'll actually reposition. Hope to find a weapon as they rotate out of banana, if that were to be the case. But it's going to be another round for Hellraisers.
Undeniably so there, Halvor. Undeniably so.
Let's see what comes of it, though. Obviously, with that investment as well, it means that G2 are not going to be able to buy up in that third round. Which obviously would have been a bit of a, well, less than ideal one. If you want all the utility, all the bells and whistles. I'm just hoping that somebody is going to make their way through spawn. That's Not a wish that's going to be granted. And no weapons are going to blow through his way. Just pick up a smoke towards the very end there, so I guess small victories and whatnot. The Hellraisers looking very, very solid so far.
Small victories. That's what it's all about there, Halvor. Also, the path to Cologne. And for these two teams, they've already made it pretty difficult on themselves. So losing this best of 3 will mean that they are out. Not collectively, but one of these teams has to be eliminated. That's exactly how these things work. 11-6 as we take a look now at G2 Esports with 4 CZs and 1 Deagle. They're going to be able to buy a plentiful amount in the next round, but as it stands, up against the 3 AKs and 2 MAC-10s, and it's going to be a waterfall sort of approach here from the Hellraisers. There they go. They're going to flood out the apps right now. And Kenny S, while he was looking for a kill with the CZ, will not be able to get anything. In fact, neither will G2 at all. Just lucky by his lonesome. CZ in a smoke. No kit. No hope. Hell, getting a gun at this point would be a success.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope for, well, Angel potentially just run at him. That doesn't seem too likely.
Yeah, that's going to be a 12th on the board for the Hellraisers, undoubtedly. So without even firing a shot, it's going to be lucky that falls. And now we're going to see another purchase come up for G2 Esports. 12 on the board for Hellraisers, 6 for the French.
And they're starting to run out of rounds, really, to play with, but it's going to be a good one. A buy round coming in from G2. So everything they want at their disposal. Seems like Sharks might be deliberating whether or not he wanted to get an op there for a second, but Kenny's going to be the one to don it. We did see Sharks op quite a bit on the CT sides for G2 and doing pretty well with them as well.
That he is. Holding on to these 2 MAC-10s to be Lowell and Nuki. Lowell and Nuki, I should say, rather, not Lowell. Big difference, guys. Stop saying Lowell, please. There you have it. A little bit slower of an approach from the Hellraisers. They've realized that they're not up against an ecoed opponent at G2 now. Full weaponry.
And with 1 minute 10 left, there's, well, 3 smokes still in play for G2.
A lot of information over here towards Banana. It's lucky this pushed all the way out of the car. He should be able to scout all the way down there. And by scout, I mean just looking all the way down Banana, knowing that there's no one there. That's because they're all over here on the A. In fact, the Hellraisers already have a player in pit. The fight's still, it's Jax that's taking out Angel.
This is a bit of a weird one.
It is. Very weird. 2 players in pit, to include the bomb. 1 in middle, 1 towards boiler, 1 porch. What the hell's going on, Halvor?
Everything's a little bit all over the place, but the smoke wall that let 2 of the players get into pit is going to also allow them to get out eventually once they've smoked off Arch. Issa will have the opportunity to plant the bomb here if he wants to. So they said they're going to go in the aggressive.
With the bomb.
Oh, that's going to work out too.
Ballsy play, but it does pay out. They had to do something strange for business change. It's going to be Issa that gets the bomb planted safe. Lowell, suspecting that someone's going up that lane side.
Damn.
Tries to play it safe, but eventually Lucky does find him. Issa trying to defend this planted bomb, and it's going to be Jax that ends that misery. A really weird round altogether. Chaos doesn't begin to describe exactly what happened.
Yeah, Hellraisers just pretty much had players everywhere, and G2 try to match that. The initial strat from Hellraisers is pretty cool, though. Do build up, or you set up like the wall of smokes that sections off the entirety of pit, drop players down. Kind of just wait it out and go from there to see what you can find. Nearly works out as well. Just taking a little bit too many casualties to get things going. Do like the approach though. Like even when they have the opportunity to plant just right off the bat, making sure that they try to aggress, try to at least alleviate some of the pressure by finding a frag and Arch. There we go though. G2 with their first round of the second half.
Very much necessary. Puts him up to 7. And puts an AWP into Kenny's hands over here towards Banana. And he's taking just about 32 HP at this point. May get 34. Damage at least. Set up here in a default will be the Hellraisers. Just waiting for someone to give up something on G2 Esports, but plenty of time to work with, so still a lot of potential for that to happen. A boost here on the short wall on Banana. Meanwhile, G2 smoking off middle, buying themselves a little bit more time, at least on the A site. Halls as well. Maybe now is the flex back towards Banana. We do see them sort of, I guess, evacuating that of the ace. A Halls. Hellraisers working the way on Banana now. Slowly but surely, all 5 members here. They're going to grab this bomb. It's going to be Kenny S that they run into first. The first line of defense with the AWP posted up from CT spawn.
Away the nades go.
The way the shots go as well. It's Kenny S.
Not a single smoke for spawn.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. Did he just go for the plant?
Yeah.
Didn't really pan out there, did it? Oscar, 46 HP and an AWP. With 10 seconds and nowhere to go except for home.
So they had an uncontested Banana, set off pretty much every smoke they wanted to, but just didn't have anything for spawn. Not even that many flashes. They had one. Can you manage to find a frag on the first attempt? And everything from that point on just kind of peters out. Pretty weird approach from Hellraisers, but G2 are going to be happy about that. As we see yet another buy come in on the T side. Oscar does have an op. Finish the lead, do a fair bit of damage with that. Let's see though. Hard to play that T side. Well, early nades exchanged in Banana and mid. No real damage being taken from any side. As the nades keeps being exchanged here. There, finally, we did get some damage done, and we're also going to have Hellraisers moving a bit forward. That's Angel. And that happens, though. T2 ducks out. They've had enough.
That they have.
There's only one smoke left, though, on G2 with 110 left. And it is on the B bomb side, which is, I guess, where it's going to give you the most value, but there's too much pressure from Hellraisers. It might be hard to hold on to it. Instead, though, we're going to see a shift of focus towards mid.
You say mid, and that's where the party's going to be. In fact, the party the Hellraisers have brought will be all the way up on Ominex's doorstep. The porch is going to fall, and mid is compromised, but not without a little bit to pay for it. There was a price to pay. It's just going to be Shox and Lucky left with the tab. Make it just Lucky. 1 versus 4. He's going to go ahead and back out of here. There's absolutely no way that he could have worked his way into the site against the well-armed Hellraisers, who will have gotten the bomb planted in A. So you can see Lucky saving over there towards the B site with an AUG. And 4 members staying alive for the Hellraisers.
They're getting it done.
Easy Katka.
Easy Katka. Absolutely. That's what it feels like for Hellraisers right now. Probably what Angel is screaming.
Probably.
We'll see, though. Lucky's going to be able to hold on to this AUG, though, as nobody from Hellraisers wants to chase. And that makes sense as well. They've taken a bit of a hit on our economy getting to this point. So staying alive with 4 is definitely going to do you a solid. So far, that CT side, a bit as we feared, has been somewhat toothless from G2. Then again, equally impressive from Hellraisers, showing a much better side of themselves today. They need to as well if they want to have hopes of qualifying for Cologne.
Which is the big prize at the end of the tunnel, Halvor. That is exactly what they want. How are you? Did you get a hair in your mouth or something? What was that?
Secretly cat. Not a lot of my own.
You have a cat in your mouth. My goodness, that sounds like a fur ball and a half. But here it is. The AWP of Shox is not going to be here in the moment. Instead, it's going to be Kenny S that has to do something, so he gets the trade and then just jacks his death.
Well, they've got a box to Kenny in at least, and Ominic as well. Lowell's going to find the better of Ominic.
Omega Lowell at that.
Oscar appears around. Arts once again is going to find Lucky, and that should send the rest of G2 sailing for the ropes. But Kenny decides to go out of apps. He finds one, but overall, not really a whole lot you can do with that. Shoxy was already on his way over towards the B bomb site to try to save that op.
Speaking of saving the op, you're exactly right. That's going to be a 14th on the board for the Hellraisers. And they have certainly raised some hell on this A site several times. If I'm the Hellraisers, I'm not going to let up either. Seems most vulnerable over there. Interestingly enough, G2 yesterday, we saw Shox getting targeted with grenades. That was pretty fun to watch. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to need to do it right now. G2 with only 8 rounds to their name. Pause coming in here. We don't really know from who. We're not really privy to that information. We can only speculate that it's G2.
Yeah, they would have the most things to talk about right now.
Yeah, or not talk about in that sense. You know,
sit there and mope.
Sometimes just kind of sit there and think about, you know, some of the things that you've done. Reflect on your life. Run it all the way back. Wonder how Oscar got 21 frags.
Yeah, it's happened in a multiple of ways really so far this game for Oscar.
In fact, this would have been even lesser of a game if it hadn't been for Lucky with that miraculous Deagle round and Deagle op round, I guess.
Yeah. Considering that's the kind of rounds G2 have needed to have to get to 8, kind of tells you what kind of game they're having.
Ouch. Shox is going to pay the ultimate price there.
Are they going to be able to pick up the op, though?
What a shot from Issa. Really well done. I just think it's hilarious that you kids would say this about Kenny S. He certainly wouldn't say this stuff to Midland. He's jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest clothes and eats at the chillest restaurants and, more importantly, hangs out with the hottest dudes. Y'all are pathetic. Speaking of being pathetic, right now the defense sort of looking like that for G2 Esports. Didn't really have a whole lot to sort of defend these bomb sites with, but nonetheless, they had to do something.
Got to put up some of a fight. And, I mean, they have over towards the wrong bomb site.
It's pretty
juked out.
Usually helps.
Hellraisers going to make their way onto an MTA side, and that should be a pretty easy 15th round for them. Oscar still hanging out, seeing if he can find anyone rotating off. And eventually, he will have the opportunity to do so. Yes, has picked up that op from earlier. But yeah, if you're Hellraisers at this stage, I feel like you just run at G2. See if you can take that op out of Kenny's hands. Actually, yeah, I guess there is a fair reason to not do so as well. They will be able to buy up and don't need to give away AKs, but...
Let's take this time, though, since this is a wash of a round here, and Lowell's going to have the last lull. Send a big congratulations over to the Gares family. I do know that we are honored with your presence right now, Mr. Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah. I don't think many people know that that's his full name.
It is. Jonathan Jebediah Gares. That is his middle name, Jebediah.
The third.
No, not the third. He's just the second, but yes. So you can call him Junior if you'd like. But nonetheless, welcome, Sean Gares. You've gotten here to the end of the map, and that's completely fine as well. 15-8, and the Hellraisers don't look to be slowing down anytime soon, nor does Oscar.
Yeah, what's really slowed down has been G2 on the CT side. Just not being able to get into the thick of things. And this time it hasn't, I guess to be fair to them, it hasn't been the post plans, it hasn't been the retakes that's been the issue. They just haven't really gotten that far even. So they're kind of taking a step back from yesterday. The Hellraisers, much improved. Oscar expecting the boost as well.
G2 just getting pummeled.
I mean, it's pretty much the only way to describe it, isn't it? Kenny might get the drop on Oscar. But again, Oscar seems to be ready for anything at this game. Why not? Finds Shoxy too. And leaves Amanek and Lucky. Two of the newer additions to the squad. I really can't really expect them to do much with the cards that they've been dealt. 2v5.
No, you cannot. This is certainly the end here for G2 on map 1. Inferno now in the grasp of the Hellraisers. Just going to be Lucky in a 3 versus 1. Go ahead and look towards that next map of Dust 2, the pick of G2. So you can hope that perhaps they find a little bit more rhythm to their rhyme there, as this one did not go their way. And that's going to be 16-8 as a final score. Not the greatest of looks, but ultimately it's not about looks. It's about heart and soul, brother.
Yeah, no, it really is. And they're going to have the time to, I guess, to show a better side of themselves going into Dust 2. That is home turf for the French, not so much for Hellraisers. They do play it every now and again, yet to grab a win over the last 3 months. But again, we've seen a lot of funky things out of G2, so I can't really write them off or expect them to win just as a sure thing. But we'll see what it plays out to.
I mean, we will see. And that's what we're going to do after this break, because that's where we're going. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We have one more map coming your way, so make sure you're with us when we come back.